The continent of Ferotun is a powerful place, home to all manner of magic and mystery. Adventures and secrets permeate its very soil, and the trials and tribulations of the Trouble Troop are but one of many tall tales that have taken root. The troop encountered a magical call from the Elder Tree, a great oaken monument to the past, tucked away in a hidden grove in the slumbering wilds. A humble song opened a hidden door, unlocking the amber grave of a long past champion. The tomb brought two new voices to the party's ears. A new, adventure-hungry Asmar by the name of Lyrik Thane, and an ancient guardian who carried with them a solemn message. Your fates are tangled together like strings. The troop traveled north, following a path too perilous to allow for much rumination on the gnarled dryad's cryptic words. Soon enough, they could see their destination beyond the end of the Golden Canopy, the Dragilian city of Sunhaven. Now, as enemies and allies from the past resurface, and revelations are made in the archives of the castle, the party picks up work from a potential sponsor. A half-orc archaeologist named Alcor, a former adventurer and friend of the crown, offers them a job to see their skills for himself and to test where their convictions lie.
We're in. Are we in? Hello.
Hello.
Whoa. Okay. So they can't. Okay. Well, Lou's muted. That's fine. I'm just saying because Lou is here. She's just muted because we're going to be doing a special stream since not everyone could make it. So we're just going to focus on the dream sequence that happened at the end of last session. So, let me just. I'm still preparing a little bit, but that's fine.
Mm.
I'm still going to respond to you, Lou, even though you're mute. I'm gonna
Immersion.
the immersion. No, I'm gonna just move the players here. Should bring up the art icon. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do like the full recap. I'm not yet. But last time, after the party had traveled to Greyburrow, and Suru and Lyrik had done their watch and returned to trying to get as much as they could of a night's rest, began to dream and fall into a slumber. And as you both feel the darkness kind of take you as you pull away from reality, almost floating in liquid pitch black, and you start to feel the momentum of your body moving faster and faster, like a comet, as you're about to hit the ground and everything goes black. And Suru, you wake up somewhere in part of Grey Burrow. It's a bit in the open. It's this weird mix. You can see the same kind of piping and buildings on the side, and the giant pit and quarry that's built in, but the walls are like sandstone and there's cracks everywhere. Parts of the buildings are mixes of metal and stone. Um, and there's just sand kind of coming in from the top where you can see the sky. And it's just kind of trickling down into the pit. Um, Lyric, you also awake, but in a cobbled together version of your childhood home. The table's still the way it was set. It's still rickety, kind of damaged wood, kind of put together, but it's covered in sand, and the floor is covered in just sand. It's kind of just getting in everywhere. Parts of the walls made of sandstone, and you can kind of hear the trickling coming through the ceiling. Um, what do you guys want to do?
So I don't like I've never Suru's not familiar with Grey Bear, so she's not really familiar
Mhm.
with where she is right now. Can she see any sort of like source of sunlight above her?
Yep, you can see straight up. You can see past all the other kind of bridges that span across Grey Burrow, and you can see the sun glaring down above, and you can just feel the heat from it that you wouldn't normally feel in the city. It feels
Yeah.
very much like you're in Orkenmore again. The burning, you can feel it on your back, almost that sensation where you're gonna get like a sunburn, but with your scales you wouldn't.
Immune. She is
Immune.
going to like try and find a path to walk up at first, and if it seems like she can't walk up it, she will attempt to climb.
Okay, do that. Lyric, what are you doing?
Lyric is going to take a look around his childhood home and kind of take some time to remember specific things. He'll um, look for the small toys that he had hidden under the bed when he was a kid. Look to see if
What?
he can find his mother's secret stash of savings, which always amounted to
Okay,
about 6 coppers.
okay. What does this toy look like that you had?
Um, Oddly enough, it was a toy crossbow without any bolts.
Okay, you can
It
find
looks
it.
it looks surprisingly like Julio's, but much smaller.
Okay, so you can find that. You kind of same place where you left it as a child. You can't really remember what happened to it. But you notice where it's kind of put together, the normal kind of wooden metal, parts of it is like mixed with stonework, like sandstone, and kind of has carvings in it, and that kind of blends into the wood almost unnaturally. Um, it's a bit weird, and you can find the same kind of metal tin box hidden, and slide it out, and it has about 6 copper, as you remember in it.
Gonna put it all back and slowly start to walk out of the house and try and figure out where the hell
Okay.
he is.
Okay. You walk out, and as you kind of walk out into the open where you can see the sun glaring down, and normally light can't reach this far into the Grey Burrow, but it seems to just be piercing through, and there's kind of less bridges and more kind of stonework kind of about. And you kind of put your hand on the doorway as you come out, and you feel something give way as something above kind of shifts, and there's a big pouring of bits of debris and massive amounts of sand that kind of just pour into the pit as it kind of breaks apart,
Oh my god, just like Minecraft.
just like Minecraft. And you can just see it kind of trickle into the pit until it's gone from view. And you see a figure kind of just a few stories above that's kind of looking about. Looks like they're going up a set of stairs.
Do I still have my weapons on me?
You check, you've got your weapons, you're in the kind of your normal kind of gear that you had when you went to sleep. So
Okay. He's going to draw the dagger, put a hand on the handle of Annie, and slowly start to make his way up.
okay, that's fine. Sue, do you want to make a perception check?
Yes, hold on. Perception. 13.
13. You, amongst all the quiet, you can just hear kind of the wind and trickling sand, but you do hear slight noises somewhere below, as you can kind of see a figure kind of heading in your direction roughly across a lower bridge.
Is this the only person she's seen so far?
It's the only person you can see. It's kind of hard to make out. There's a bit of sand in the air and it's a bit of distance, but
She say, "Ho there! Who might be joining me on this traipse through? Well, it's not Orcamore, it's not Greyborough.
your voice kind of echoes out in the quarry, and Lyrik, you can hear this very easily, more so than you would in normal Grey Burrow, since there's no hustle and bustle.
Ah, shit. Just for clarification, am I the person that's walking along that bridge?
You are the person.
Okay.
I will make it very clear. It is up to you if you decide this is the real Suru and Lyrik, if your character decides that, or if you decide that it's like this is a manifestation in your dream.
Okay.
Well, we kind of saw each other flying through space-time, right?
You saw something. You was kind of there was
Described it as a
stars about.
figure.
Yes, but you saw a figure. But it's up to you to decide whether this is your dreams merging together almost, or if it's a manifestation in your dream. I'm leaving that up to you as a character. That's all.
Lyric is going to just kind of keep on moving, I guess, towards Suru. The lack of noise is almost a little bit off-putting. Having been back in Greyborough, even for a short amount of time, a lot of his old tendencies have been kind of reset. So he's very much on edge. Like I said, hands on weapons, dagger drawn already. And he very clearly looks tense. But having heard that response, he does recognize his fellow party members enough to know that that's very much not a threatening figure. So he will lower the dagger and he will make his way over to Suru and say,
Okay.
"Alright, so where are we and what are we doing here?"
Is he before her now?
Yeah, you kind of catch it. You can see it's Lyrik on his way, and he comes up to you. And...
Well, fancy seeing you here. I've got a couple of guesses, but they're a bit out there, and I don't think you'd like them.
You do see now that Lyrik is closer, if the manifestation part kind of works. Um, he actually looks a teeny bit younger.
Mhm.
The goatee is gone, the hair is a little bit longer,
Okay.
slicked back. Um, the scar is gone as well.
Okay.
He looks exactly like he did the night before he left Greyborough.
Okay. I think that would be fine. That works.
Kind of twinkish. Um, uh, before I went after our watch, I tried to talk with Solus. I wanted, or I thought of home in the sunshine, and well, Greybow's looking a bit more like home, and she maybe like puts her hand underneath like a shower of sand.
Right.
And it looks like you, child of Solus, have been dragged along for the ride.
Please don't call me that.
She'll kind of shrug. Child of Solus is a brother of mine. I understand your qualms with the old man, but
No, you don't.
you've told me about them.
That doesn't mean you understand.
Well, being pissed off and closed off about it isn't going to fix anything now. Maybe that's why you're here, so that we can understand each other better.
Let's just do this and go home.
Well, if I had to guess, I'd say we go up to the sunlight.
After you, oh great champion.
She'll do a little bow, and then she will begin moving forward.
Okay. Yeah, you spend a bit of time, I assume, just finding paths up through the bridges and stairways through Greyborough, and eventually passing through Treve, the upper half that is technically a separate city. Um, you can see both the architecture as well as the stonework carvings become more intricate. They look a lot more kind of expensive, more work's been put into it. Um, you can start to see like palm trees almost like sticking out of the side of the wall, and just bits of environments that are in slightly odd places where it shouldn't be mixed up. But you do get to the top, and you can see where the sand is kind of all pouring in at the sides, almost like it's a chasm that's recently been ripped open. Um, and you can climb up, and you can see the desert that's which normally surround Orcan Moor. You can see the kind of the rocky structures around you. There's a couple bits of cactus and bushes. Um, looks just like your normal desert, apart from certain little black stones, certain statues that kind of stick at angles in it. You can see, looking closer, that some of these are items reminiscent of stuff you know, stuff similar to you from past and present. You can see Shaden's sword kind of sticking out in the sand, but it's all kind of blackened metal, almost like it's been burnt. The handles, the fabric is scorched. You can see items from other people you know, just trinkets, some of them oddly sized, some of them larger, some of them smaller.
She will look around. Does she recognize anything from like her past, like Orcamore specific?
Yeah, you can see bits of almost broken structures here and there from architecture. You can see like signs from shops that are just kind of sticking in the ground. Um, there is one that's kind of most of the letters are kind of ripped apart and kind of faded away, but you can read Dreamcatcher on it. And it has some other letters, but that's faded completely. Um, you see some weapons you recognize that you used to train with.
Any from the night that she left Orcamore or decided she needed to leave?
There is one. It is the one um, you used that um, during that final sparring match, and it still has a bit of blood on it.
Um, she will look at it and look away, and she'll instead go to Shaden's burnt sword.
Okay.
Do I notice this?
Yeah, you notice this.
Tuck that away, won't say anything. They're just kind of watches.
That's fine. Lyric, do you want to make a perception check?
I do.
Okay.
Nice 10.
And there's not much you're able to see that piques your interest. It's a bit distracting suddenly being here. You see the same kind of stuff Suru sees and the statues. Some of them are very nicely carved in almost this black onyx stone. Um, you can see some familiar faces almost. It's hard to make out in when you're trying to look at so much at once. Um,
Can I go
you
and
s-
investigate one of those and like try to rub some of the sand off of it, see what I.
yeah, you can do that. You can go up to one. You kind of brush off one. It's a nice ornate statue. The eyes are closed. Um, a very gentle smile and flowing back hair kind of carved on. This is a statue of your mother.
Son of a bitch!
Do you want to expect some of the others as well?
I do.
There's some you don't recognize, some looking similar, a woman similar to Suru's kind of face feature, has the same kind of shaped eyes. Um, has a bit of a scar mark, like a crack in the statue on the face. There's a cat shifter that you recognize as Cyril. You can see Piker, a couple other gang members or former gang members that you kind of remember the faces of. Some of the ones you don't, the faces on the statues are kind of featureless. There's bits that just aren't carved from you forgetting their faces over time.
Is there a statue of Abby?
There is a statue of Abby. The details are very clear on this one.
Lyric is gonna go over to the statue of Abby and put a hand on it gently and just whisper, I'm so sorry. It, it wasn't supposed to go like this. And he's gonna go to Pika, put a hand there as well, and say,
I'm glad you're alive. But I still don't trust you. Sorry.
He's gonna go over to the statue of his mother. Put a hand on that one. Just like kind of put his forehead against the stone for a second because he doesn't have words. And then gonna make his way over to the statue of Cyril. And take in all the features. And then he's gonna shoot 6 shots into the face, blow the head off of it.
Okay. You shoot, and the first one kind of pings off. The second one pings off again. You hear a crack, and you just keep unloading the bullets as you hit cracks more. And on the final shot, it kind of splits and crumples off and just leaving the kind of broken, jagged stone on the neck. As two halves of it kind of sink into the sand, one half kind of slowly going completely under. And you just stand there, just unloading, hearing the gun kind of just jam as there's no bullets.
At some point during the 4th or 5th shot, Lyrik started screaming. And that's just
Okay.
the only sound that you hear as the rounds tick over and there's nothing left of the gun.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Suru, what are you doing?
Well, I'm assuming that I'm hearing screaming as I'm picking
Oh,
up
you
this
hear
burning
this.
burnt sword.
You hear
So
this as
she's
you.
gonna run over and check because, you know, that's her estranged buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just still unloading his gun
Yeah, you can
on
see
this
him just
statue.
he hasn't reloaded. He's still pulling the trigger at the head, even though the head is fallen apart. It's all broken. He's just
She's
click,
gonna
click,
give
click.
him some privacy for a minute.
Okay.
Does she see all of the statues?
You see all the statues. Most of them don't mean much to you, but then you see one similar to your mother, your father, other people you've known um,
Which
from your
father?
travels. The one that you'd consider your father, you see
Okay.
from Orkenmore. Um, do you look for your biological father?
I look for a stranger, or she looks for a stranger,
Okay,
because that's all he would be to her.
true. You do see Cleo,
Is there
and
anything different about how I remember her looking?
she looks younger. It looks like the last time you saw her before you left, like when you were still in the Horde. There's less. This one's very detailed. It's not in blackstone. It's almost in sandstone, and it's got slightly less scarring on the face. Same kind of made hair, but they have armor on. Um, just a kind of solemn, very neutral expression with the eyes closed. But it does stand out amongst the others.
It's the only one that looks the way that it does.
Yeah, only one that looks like it's made of sandstone.
Hmm. Then she'll look at the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Does she see good old Belroth Belleville?
You see a bit of a larger one against a rock at the back. Its head cleanly cut off, and it's kind of at the feet, sunken partially into the sand, which looks like Belroth from the descriptions you know. And it does have a very ominous aura about it. Just looking at it, it's disturbing, if anything.
Okay, she's gonna turn around and go towards your boy, see if he's doing okay.
Lyrik has stopped shooting and just kind of standing there, panting. His eyes are very, very wide, very wild looking. It's almost an exact repeat from a physical standpoint of how he looked, and even to an extent how he felt the night he left Grave Arrow.
At this point, sorry, continue.
No, that was all.
No, that was all.
Yeah.
Lyrik with a higher passive perception, you can hear rocks almost like grinding together somewhere nearby. Something's moving.
I'm gonna reload, turn, and aim at that spot.
Okay.
And Suru, you also noticed that at this point, Lyrik actually will move kind of a little bit in front and a little bit low, so that way he can partially provide cover.
Okay. You kind of whip around your gun, you move a bit to try and locate the sound. At this point, you notice Suru as Cleo's statue starts to kind of crack slightly and sand begins to kind of pour out of it. And the cracks kind of spread and bits and chunks of the front layer start to peel off. And you can see kind of skin revealed. You can see her brown hair kind of revealed as it all cracks open. Stepping out is Cleo. And she stands there. And if Kristen would like to come into the call.
Wait,
Oh my god.
wait. Hello?
The bamboozle!
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
The moment that Suru sees Kaleo, she will lift a hand and put her shield down and wait, hold on, don't shoot at her.
You thrust that thing?
And then she kind of pauses as she realizes that Kaleo is here in the stream where she's trying to contact an extraplanar being. And she kind of looks at Kaleo and she's like, why are you here?
Does she know why she's here?
Cleo does not know why she's here. You are aware, from your perspective, that you're still with the Horde. You're not aware of too much. You're aware that Suru is a beloved friend and a work colleague, and you haven't seen her in a while. She looks a bit older, and she is with this other person that you don't recognize.
At Suru's question, she looks sort of confused and she's like, no, I don't.
This is... I mean, it's good to see you after the party. I was wondering, what happened?
Her brows furrow at the mention of a party, and she says, "What party?"
Oh, you were at it representing the Horde. don't you? And I assume that she looks like her statue, or she looks younger, right?
Yeah, she looks a lot younger. She has less scarring on her faces. There isn't that same kind of sorrowful look in her eyes or bags that she had at the party. Bit more hopeful. Looks how she looks when you originally left Auchenmore and began to travel.
Gotcha. She's like, something's weird here. She kind of looks towards the sun, like obviously not looking into the sun because that would hurt her eyeballs. Not even Solus will spare his people from blindness if they are foolish enough to look upon his grace. Um, and it's sort of like, hey, hey, old man, what the fuck? Like, this is. Does Suru look different? Me asking in her voice for some reason.
Do you think she would look different, Mari?
I don't think she's changed a ton. I feel like her hair might be. She might have that long braid that her old ref
Okay.
has instead of the undercut.
This is more is because you could look how you look now, presently, or years later. Depends on how you subconsciously or how she subconsciously kind of views herself.
Hmm. Okay. Then I think I think she's very much like a I am who I am right now, and I'm still
Yeah.
growing. So I think she'd look as she does now.
Then you would look as you do now.
Okay. So she would look different to this Cleo then, right?
Then.
Oh wait, you already established that. I'm dumb.
Yeah. So yeah, to Cleo, you do look a bit older, even a bit more broadened out, but yeah.
I was gonna look at Mr. Man, Mr. Lyrik. Be like, you remember the party, right? I mean, you look different too.
So look kind of different and how remember, did you get buffered? Have you been working out?
Oh, you notice? And she kind of like flushes and like rubs the back of her head. Do you like the haircut? The braid was nice before, but I kind of like, I think it suits me.
I agree. I didn't like it, but I think this suits you.
At the sound of flirting, Lyric is gonna kind of slowly holster the gun and stand up and try to find some equilibrium.
Okay.
Did I somehow end up in some crazy little magical world where you get to get your rocks off and then I shoot statues?
Excuse
I
me?
don't think that's why we're here. I don't know. Hmm.
Excuse me, nice lady. How do you know this one?
What's Suru? From the text one. Um, oh, sorry.
It sounds bugging out a little.
Sorry,
It's
my bad, my
quiet.
bad. I'm sorry. I'm trying not
It's all
to be
right.
like too loud. She's like, I know Sue from the Cotswold. She joined, and I obviously am part of it as well. How do you know Sue? In fact, who are you?
Who I am is not particularly relevant to your conversation at the moment, so I'm gonna butt out. You two do whatever it is that you're gonna do. Um, and then he's gonna turn to Suru and say, I'm gonna try and find somebody that might be able to get us the fuck out of here.
Well, no, we need this. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know if I'm interpreting this correctly, but I think that we're supposed to stay together.
Lyric is gonna go and just kind of move off a little bit and sit with his back against the statue of Abby. And as he does, his form changes again. All the fancy clothes are gone now, and he's wearing just like a very kind of ragged tunic and uh, pants and very worn boots. Um, the guns are gone, and all he has is a dagger. And his hair is very long and pulled into a ponytail that kind of comes over one shoulder.
Okay.
And he kind of makes like a shooing motion towards Suru.
At this point, I have a question. Is there anything negative, anything dwelling on either Suru or Lyric's minds in this situation, any doubts or regrets or anything that has come to surface?
Mari, you want to go first?
Doubts and regrets.
Any negative memory or anything bothering you currently?
She's definitely seeing her mother again in statue form, looking kind of like, I know it's not intended to like evoke the vision of like, the angels at grave sites, but that's kind of, it's an in memoriam sort of vibe to it that is bothering her, and she's thinking of what she did to her mother, and she's thinking of Cleo's disappearance, and it's all of that is kind of on her mind, and her things that she did wrong and things that she could have done better and things that she doesn't know what the fuck happened with it, but that she feels at fault for somehow.
Okay.
And I think she thinks of the Horde.
Okay. And Lyric?
It, uh, Lyric sees his mother's body as he picks it up and takes it over to a patch of dirt he had just dug up so he could bury her.
The statue of her body or
In memory.
in memory? Okay.
He also sees Abby's face, expectant, and then disappointed, and then a sad smile as they turn and walk away. He sees the bodies of his found family. He sees all those things he left behind and all the pain that's associated with that.
Okay.
And he regrets all of those things.
As you both dwell on this, these thoughts and memories and negative feelings feel like they swell up, and it feels like within this dreamscape, they start to almost feel like they manifest, and you can hear bubbling almost like tar, and this horrible smell hits your nostrils as you kind of look at your shadows as well as some of the statues. You can see people, the ones you have strong negative memories or regrets and doubts with. Lyric, your mother's, you can see bubbling at the bottom where Cleo's statue was. There's bubbling at the base as this tar stuff becomes to seep out and take form in some kind of weird humanoid shape, like made of tar, and the tar kind of separates where the eyes would be, revealing this white glowing just socket. And as your own shadows begin to bubble and separate, and they kind of pick themselves up slowly off the floor, these are doubts and regrets. I don't know if it's going to show to everyone. I made some little token edits. I don't know if you can see them both. Okay.
Oh dear.
They're both doubts, but they're doubts and regrets. I've shown lyrics as well,
Oh boy.
which I had made this morning.
Damn.
They don't say anything, but they lumber towards you, leaving a trail of tar.
Is it like Suru's doubts and regrets are moving towards her, and then
They're
Lyric's are heading
moving towards
him?
you, yeah. And then there's some other like undefined figures that have come from the other statues that kind of lumber towards you. There's about 5 in total.
Boy. Suru's gonna whip out her shield and stand protectively in front of Kaleo.
I will say it's technically combat, but it's going to be more
Yeah.
RP combat kind of stuff. But yes.
I think. Cleo's gonna give Suru almost like a look, not like a what are you kind of like what are you doing, like, but also a little playful. And she's like, "What do you know how to fight? You know this." And she kind of goes to stand next to her and kind of like elbows her a little bit. It's like,
It's like I can know how to. I can know that you know that I know that you know how to fight and still want to protect you.
no. I'm not be standing behind you, standing beside you.
He does babysit.
Maybe so.
What's Lyric
Okay.
doing?
Lyric is going to slowly stand up and watch as these individuals make their way towards him. Now he has just it's just his own shadow and the like a tar-like image of his mother, right?
There is your shadows are what these are now. Your shadows are detached. You can't see your shadow anymore. It is just this form of manifest doubt and regret that is lumbering towards you. One of them looking like you, one of them looking like Suru, and then 3 others that kind of have like shifting features that you can't really make out too well.
Okay. Lyric is gonna kind of slowly stand up and roll his shoulders back, crack his neck, and just look very, very dark and angry and say, "Oh, look at you, Lyric. Aren't you so shitty and sad and depressed? Look at all your doubts and regrets. Aren't they so scary?" He's gonna kind of like he's talking to himself at this point.
Mhm.
And then he's gonna look kind of look the one that looks like him is gonna look into the eye and go, "Suck it up. As soon as it happened, you knew. You knew this was gonna be part of you for the rest of your fucking life. You held it, you embraced it, you did this to yourself. You got no one to blame but yourself, so stop acting like someone else is gonna fix it for you. You carry it and you keep moving." And he's gonna walk forward and like the steps slowly turn into a run, and he's gonna Superman punch the one that looks like him in the face.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Alright, so this is unarmed strike.
Mhm.
Natural 20.
Damn. Okay.
Shit.
Natural 20. You see it as your negative emotions swell up, and it begins to swell a bit itself, slightly bigger than you, and you punch it into the face, and your hand sinks into its face. It kind of molds around you, and its arms kind of like latch onto your torso, like forming around. You lose 15 feet from your movement. You are slowed and grappled.
Well, shit.
Sur is going to see this and she's gonna be like, it's gotta be more than just, I don't know, brute forcing your way through whatever. She's like, It's a test. She's like, this is it. This is the test from the gods, and we have to have a clever solution. She's going to place her shield between hold on, wait. She's gonna activate her wall of force with Dawn's Bastion.
Mm-hmm. Half
Actually,
Aegis. Yeah.
actually, no, wait. I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Instead, she's just gonna slam her shield in the ground and then try to pull him from his own mire, essentially.
Okay, you're trying to pull him back from it.
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
Strength. Can I do athletics, or is it just?
Yeah, that's fine. You can use athletics. I'll allow it.
Yeah. 25.
25. Yeah, you're able to yank him back. He comes off his feet a bit as the kind of tar leaves in a horrible like slump and kind of tries to reform itself. Parts of it are left on you that kind of keep you feeling weighed down. So you're slowed by about 10 feet. So you've got 20 feet of movement.
Trying to think of what she would do or say next or anything, or is that like her quote unquote turn, or is it more free?
Do you want to do something else? It's a bit more freeform at the moment. We're not going to go like into a combat mechanics thing. This is a bit freeform because it's a little special dreamscape session. And Cleo, you can feel free to jump in as well if you want.
Is it just? Are we just doing hand-to-hand combat?
It's up to you. You just see these things lumbering towards them. You don't know what that is. You can say something if you want. It's entirely up to you if you want to sit it out.
No. Cleo did say that she was gonna help, so she's gonna help. Do you have a?
Pardon?
Sorry, I just sorry, I was doing something. I was asking a question. Shit. Sorry. This almost finished.
It's alright. Don't worry about it.
I will say that as Suru pulls Lyrik away and kind of like throws him back, when he hits the ground, if she looks back or she looks away and looks back, when she looks back, he is now just a child, just the 7-year-old boy.
Okay.
Do they know, like, intrinsically if these are, like, their doubts, or is it just kind of, these are parts of themselves that have leaked off of those that they feel that they have harmed?
Do you want to make an intelligence check or insight check?
What do I have that's better? I'll do insight.
Okay.
Oh, 21.
You could, thinking about this and thinking about what you was dwelling on your mind and looking at the statues, you can make the assumption that this is some kind of negative thoughts brewing in your head, something like doubts or regrets, something like that. That's the assumption you make, and you think you can act on that if you want.
Yeah, she'll call back to him, and it's like, you did a pretty speech there, Lyrik, but belittling yourself and making yourself feel small isn't going to fix this. We have to grow out of what we think we fucked up on. I don't know. It's not as simple as yelling at the sky. You have to do something. I'm trying to think of in light of that, how is she going to approach that?
Lyrik, kind of being much smaller now, will kind of both look up at the nightmare or the doubts and things, and kind of look up at her and say,
But it is my fault.
Not
Mom's
everything's
dead
in your
because of me. Abby might be. They all might be dead. They're all dead. It's my fault. I didn't save them. I couldn't. I'm sorry.
And he just kind of crumbles.
Does anything change after that?
You can see Lyric's doubts begins to swell more. It gets larger.
I also moved to Suru and she's like, do you have a friend? I'm gonna try and you got him? Your friend? I'm gonna try and take one of these things out.
I don't think it's. If you could just hold them off. Now she will take Dawn's Bastion and kind of create the. What is the special word for the Wall of Force again? It's not.
Oh yeah, the Hearth's Aegis.
Hearth's. Yeah, she'll activate.
Do you want to
Hearth's
create
Aegis.
the dome or the half dome? The dome is a bit smaller. The half dome is bigger, but it's only like a half dome. So,
she'll do a
let me
full
close that.
dome kind of around
Okay.
her and Lyrik.
Okay. Let me-
And she'll grab his shoulders and be like, not every bad thing that happens in your life is your fault. Some things, they're out of your control. And it's not easy to accept that, but you can't save everyone, even those that you love.
There's a shift as Lyrik kind of like starts thinking about each individual person, and there's flashes as first he's a child, Suru would blink, and then he's kind of going through the forms that she's seen as he's thinking about each person. Says, I've made these choices. I chose to leave home. I told the gangs to run through my town. They never would have been there if I hadn't said something. Ma would still be alive. I never would have got anyone in trouble. If I just stayed home, if I just kept my fucking mouth shut.
Maybe if you'd stayed home, you'd have died too, Lyrik.
Maybe that's what I deserved. If the best person that I've ever known, if she was supposed to deserve to die that night, then why the fuck am I still alive?
I don't think there's always a reason, Lyrik.
It's not fair.
It's not.
It was supposed to be me. It should have been me. None of them did anything bad to deserve it.
But it wasn't you. Do you think they'd be happier knowing that you're wallowing over it now? You're alive. And maybe there's not a reason why you're alive, but the gift of your life can be used to do a lot more good than it can ill. But you have to decide to accept that it's not your fault and to move on and to help other good people if that's what you choose to do. There's not always a reason, and it's not always your fault.
At this point, Lyrik is back to looking like himself, and he's gonna reach down to his holster, and Annie's not there. Instead, it's conviction.
Okay.
He's gonna pull that and kind of slowly stand up. You're right on one thing, Suru. We don't always know why. But there is someone here that might be able to answer one of those questions. I'm not a good person. And I don't know if I can help other people be good. And then he kind of smirks a little bit. Goes, but my mother would kick my ass if she saw me fucking wallowing here. Thank you. He's going to walk out of Arsages, just slowly walk towards the doubts, conviction in one hand. He's gonna puff out the wings, make the golden gun in the other hand, and just kind of stand there, gun in both hands, and go, all right, I can't bait you, I can't change you, but I can get past you. I'm not afraid of you anymore. And he's gonna level both guns and just...
This thing still slumbers towards you. It shrinks and you shoot into it. It kind of just, the blast jolting its chest as it moves and sinking into it. It gets close enough and stands before you. Not attacking, slowly moving its arms up around you. Do you accept it?
I do.
Okay. Its arms wrap around you, its tar covering you, and there is this feeling of acceptance and a weight on your shoulders that you had been putting on yourself for so long. And while you still have many regrets, you have learnt to kind of take some of that blame away from you as it kind of sinks into you. The tar fades and your shadow kind of extends once again.
You know, I really wanted that catharsis to happen somewhere else and not in front of other people. But, thanks, Suru.
Are her doubts still there?
Still there. You dropped the shield, right?
Yeah.
Around this time is when the other one has slowly kind of put its arm onto you and just tried to grapple you. And you feel your movement slowed as the other ones at Cleo's trying to hold off start to get a bit closer.
Lyrik is gonna kind of slowly walk over and be like, "All right, sequel analysis time.
Yeah.
What's fucking with you?"
Are they slowly like absorbing her?
At this point, yeah, it's covering you, and it, unlike with Lyric just then, it feels like it's almost dragging you down into the sand. The more it's holding on to you, like you're standing in an oily quicksand.
Did I say that is Cleo distracted with other doubts,
Yeah,
right?
you're
Okay.
keeping the others. You can kind of see this as you whip around, so it's up to you if you want to react.
She definitely does. She's gonna be like, "Oh, Suru." She's probably gonna, I guess, like swing one last time with whatever one that's closest to her, and then try and kind of like bolt for Suru.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, avoiding answering his question, like, I've I've had
Suru?
my growth arc. I'm learning how to control it. I'm not a danger to anybody anymore, so I don't know why these doubts are still clawing at me.
Right.
I want to say Cleo's that super now, and she's kind of trying to like get these things off of Suru, and she's like, "Suru, are you sure you're okay? Because I don't know, these things seem to have a different idea."
I don't know what else I'm supposed to fix if that wasn't it. I won't hurt anyone like I hurt her again, and you're here. You're fine, right? You're alive? You're okay?
Yes, I mean, why wouldn't I be? I'm here.
Why?
Oh no. Because oh, sorry. Um, oh no, but I'm supposed to help you? Sir, you help so many other people. So you need to let other people help you now.
Can I activate Divine Sense?
Yeah, you can activate Divine Sense.
It will allow me to locate any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
Is anything ping?
Nothing pings. But within this dreamscape, it's almost like you can see the pulse ripple through the sand, and it extends further than 60 feet and further and further. Nothing pings, and you can see the sun in the distance, which is lower than it should be considering the time you spent up here, almost like it's just moved as you've come to the surface. And it is at this jagged, not mountain, but like that kind of rocky expanse that kind of extends down. And the sun sits at the pinnacle where it's just about to hide behind it, and you can sense a presence just at the top. Celestial.
But Cleo herself, like,
Doesn't ping.
hmm. Oh yeah, Lyric would, wouldn't he? Since he's a
Lyric would
special
ping.
boy.
Lyric
He's got
pings as
angel blood.
celestial. Yeah.
Lyrik is gonna. Is the shield still in the ground over where he was before?
Suru's
I
one?
assume so, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Lyrik is gonna go over and attempt to pick up the shield because he knows it's heavy, but he's gonna try to pull it up.
Okay. When you go to pull it up, it feels like you're trying to pick up a building. it does not budge. Like, not even a little bit.
Hey. He's gonna kind of keep tugging at it, just more for something to do while he thinks than anything
Okay.
else.
Okay.
And he
He's
kind of
tugging
says,
at it in the middle of our dreamscape. Really?
"I
Against the
despise
shield.
you utterly."
You-
And he's gonna say, "Look, I don't know what your shit is. It's probably, well, actually, I don't know, so it's not. It's rude of me to assume, but." You know, you can ask other people for help too, right? You don't have to save the world on your own. All that shit about helping good people and being good and all that, you are that. You know that, right? Or do you not actually believe that and you're trying to sell a false bill of goods?
Mm,
Because I can tell you you're a good person. Your boy wouldn't actually follow you if you weren't.
You are Suru. You have to know that.
You're about waist down into the ground now.
Leo's
he's
trying
gonna
to
look
grab
off
onto
in the
Suru.
distance, towards the beheaded statue of Belroth.
Mhm.
At which point, Lyrik is he's gonna see this and go, "Oi!" Try to make her focus on him for a second. Quit thinking about him. Think about Julio. You still have to get him a fucking birthday present. Come on.
It's Julio. Never, this isn't time to ask, but yes, don't just. Mm. Yes, focus on getting him a birthday present, whoever he is. Okay, you were such a good person, Suru. You were so
But what
kind.
if I relapse and it comes back and I hurt someone again?
I think you will. You're so much stronger than I realize.
Also,
Maybe
to reiterate a previous point, you are not alone in the same way that I'm not alone, and still can't get the shield to come out. If it happens, we kick your ass together and get you back on the right path. Because that's what family does. Come on, you fucking move!
I'm trying to think of what she would say to that. It's
Mhm.
like, so. Sorry, I'm having a moment.
That's okay. Take your time. What is Suru thinking about in this moment, though?
She's thinking about her mother and
Okay.
the look of fear in her eyes on that last
Okay.
day, that last sparring session.
As you dwell on this, you can remember her face very clearly and the fear, and other memories come to you. Faces of her in the house, outside, a smile on her face. There's almost like from point of view, from you looking up from when you was younger, and you remember that smile she would give you when she would tell you a story. And you remember after the sparring, you never really went back to check afterwards. Not long enough anyway.
I think her appearance does change this time, where she does get a little bit lost in that moment, and
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't quite look different. But like there's blood on her hands and on her shirt
Mm-hmm.
that isn't her own.
Yeah. Everyone else sees this kind of apparate, almost like spreading on the clothing, and some parts look like it has splattered on out of nowhere. You're getting deeper into the sand. It's gone past your waist. It's up to your ribs.
Lyrik is gonna give up on the shield and go over and purposely grab Suru's bloody hands with his and go, "Come on, there are people out there that need you." And he's gonna pull.
Okay.
He
Make a
was
strength
But if
check.
I couldn't control myself around my own mother, how am I supposed to trust that I can now, even after everything?
Because you're not alone. Strength check.
Okay.
You 12. Not great.
Well, you can't really pull her out. This oily creature has wrapped around the body and is spreading further. It's going up the neck, and it's starting to get to the point where it's almost like the hands are getting across the face, and you're being dragged down almost with it as you're trying to like get your footing. You're pushing the sand across and just trying to not be pulled down a bit.
also Kalia was also trying to heft Suru. Oh god.
You can do the same thing. I'll just go with the same strength just because it's already happening. So you're both trying to pull Suru out.
I think because she mentioned her accomplishments of her mother, she's like, "You made a mistake," and you know, it's everyone makes those. You're not exempt from that. But you've learned from it. You've grown. I'm assuming you're different than you were then. You've grown stronger, and you know how to control yourself now.
I guess her thoughts turn to Jack, her half brother, and training with him, and how he also struggles with this rage, but has managed to rein it in, and has helped teach her the means of controlling it too, so that she won't hurt anybody again. And she kind of tries to pull herself out of the mire with their help, kind of like gripping Lyric's and Kalia's forearms,
Mm-hmm.
and with their help trying to pull herself free.
Okay. As a player, how do you think Suru is still feeling? Do you think she is in a place where she is willing to accept what has happened yet, or does she still have that kind of doubt and is letting that consume her?
See, I'm conflicted. Can I roll like a will
You
check or
can
something?
roll, and I'll let you think about it. I will just while you roll, you also hear voices. You can hear the echoes of your adopted father. Positivity cheering you on. You can hear your mother's laughter. You can hear the remnants of Julio's voice calling for you, and then you hear Shaden's and Sammy's, people that rely on you and believe in you. And you can almost feel tugging at parts of your cloth, small set of goblin hands, a big Oni hand. As you don't see them, they're almost like half faders as they're all trying to pull you out now.
I think
You
she's
also
ready
hear a
to move
very
on.
You also hear a very soft, like basically only you would be able to hear this at this point. You also hear Lyrik say, "Come on, sister, let's get you out of there."
Okay, she's ready. She will together
together. As you are almost sinking into the sand, it's up to your chest as you kind of stretch your arms out, close your eyes, and this tar version of you looks you in the eyes and kind of fades into you. It's sinking into your pores, and you start to rise out of the ground and you push yourself up, and your shadow once again extends. The voices fade.
Lyrik is gonna fall back, let go, and like breathing heavy, basically breathing on the ground, be like,
Hey, we are never doing that again. Fuck.
Maybe you need to work out a little more.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm
Strong.
slim sexy, not strong sexy, alright? I don't do that.
I see. You're more of a. You just look pretty.
You here to look pretty. That's most of it, anyways.
Say though that Cleo didn't
You
look up to after they got pulled up. They pulled him up.
Oh, Kristen, your audio is bad. What did
Oh
you say?
no! I said
You
sorry.
gotta lean close.
My bad. It's like right in front of my mouth. I'm sorry, I'm Welsh now. Anyway, I do want to say that Cleo didn't let go of Sir even after they pulled her up and out. And she's okay. She's still holding onto her arm, or her elbow, or her hand, somewhere.
Yeah, you can do that. You can hold her hand.
Feel better?
In some ways, yes. And she's going to drag Kaleo down into the sand with her, and where Lyrik is, and just kind of feel the heat of it. Very familiar, kind of feel her.
Or do you drag them both onto the floor on the sand?
Yeah, unless
Okay.
us Lyrik already on the sand.
Lyrik is already like spread eagle on the sand, wheezing.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, you can do that. It's almost like the playful pulling someone into the snow pile, and you kind of both lay there feeling the heat of the sun on your skin. Although Lyrik, you're not really focused on that, as you're more focused on your breathing.
Look, man, that shield did not want to budge.
It is heavy.
Alright, so what's that mean?
Lyric's gonna kind of look around. Has anything changed about the landscape now? Either in the sky or on the ground, or about anything in the figures or anything?
You've got a 14 passive perception, I believe.
That I do.
Okay. You can see statues that you had doubts and regrets, like your mother's, and Abby's and some of the others, have become this almost marbly white. And you can see in the distance this kind of rocky mountain hill, not as big as a mountain, but some kind of like plateau-esque rock that you would see in the desert, with what you could possibly make out as stairs, and there's shards of glass poking out of the sand on the way, and you can see the sun crested on the top as if it's about to go behind it.
Lyric is going to take a very heavy sigh and stand up, kind of try to pull himself. I'm assuming like he's half crushed under Suru, like, get off me, you fuck! And like roll away to the side.
Okay.
Stand up, wipe some sand off of him, and go.
Alright, let's go see the old man.
And you can
Okay.
see at this point, like he's basically like in full celestial mode. The wings aren't there, but the hair is kind of waving a little bit in the air. Everything's glowing. The scar is like big bright gold. The eyes are much more kind of alive with light.
Okay.
Even the freckles are glowing a little bit now.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Suru?
put a hand out to Suru.
You will take his hand. And then she'll drag Coolio up.
Coolio follows.
Well, she'll get her shield too, which I assume she picks up effortlessly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here.
Rub salt in the wound.
Very brief. I think Cleo will comment on something. She's like, the whole you shielded a weird thing earlier. Has it always been able to do that, or is that like a new thing?
No, that's new.
Who's missing
It's
for that?
I don't know why, but it sort of changed during the last battle against the giants after the party that you disappeared from, that you don't remember.
She shrugs sort of helplessly, but also sheepishly because she feels bad, but she's just like, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I don't know when you're talking. I'm sorry. But it was fun. Not to fight with the giants, the ball, the party.
It's a little unsettling. I don't remember what happened after you disappeared during that. And now you don't seem to remember anything. You look younger, less scarred than you were when I saw you then.
Oh. Well, I'm guessing a lot of time has passed, and at least a decent amount. It's a little different too. How I remember.
Yeah, you know, like I said, working out.
Yeah, no,
Vexes.
yeah, and I noticed that, and the shield thing. Definitely, some things have changed. Also, with stuff.
Lyrik is gonna look at Suru and fully, honestly, and openly ask her a genuine question and go, you really think this is the best thing to be doing right now, flirting with a ghost type thing that's probably not the actual person that you like?
I don't know. She's not undead or celestial, though. I checked. Sorry.
No, that's okay. This whole thing is really weird. I don't know what to. I don't know how to make it either.
Look, I'm not one to normally stand in the way of somebody else trying to have a little fun. So I don't mean it to come across that way. In fact, if you want to go have some ghost hanky-panky, that's fine. Just maybe we should, warn me first so that way I can be somewhere else, because I don't really want to be a part of that party.
She's gonna
Cleo's
she's gonna scoop up some sand and throw it at him.
You could do that.
Suru and I have nothing but a completely professional relationship, and she does this kind of like also
very professional.
Yes, strictly professional. She's kind of like smiling a little bit because, like, I don't know, it's kind of funny. I don't
wouldn't want Daddy to get word of it, anyways.
Oh, she makes the face. That's not.
Alright, there's a lot of extra tension here now that you've said that, so I'm gonna go.
It's not daddy. It's like a father.
Yeah, my father. He's a little. She makes a face, and kind of just like does a little hand gesture, kind of like a little like kind of hand gesture. And she's like, but we don't need to get into that right now.
Alright. I'm also assuming that they are walking. Sorry, there's bubble wrap
Yeah,
on my
you can
desk
you
and
can
I want to
be
pop
Okay.
it.
the walking and talking. Yeah, for some reason there's this weird bubble wrap in the dream.
Yeah, wait, hold
No.
on, what's that?
Yeah, Suru's just like popping it as she talks. She's like, what's this?
She has a stress sheet.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're walking and talking, and you come to the part where there is giant shards of glass sticking out of the ground, and as you're kind of passing through it, just looks like normal glass, and some of them when the light hits and you see, you know, where you see that bright line of white reflecting that kind of shimmers across, and you see parts of memories. You can see parts from the battle that was recent with Lyrik falling out of the sky. You can see you activating the shield. You can see memories from the past. There is a moment with Lyric's mother wiping his cheek where he's gone out and got in trouble. There's a moment with you sparring with your mother on a good day. There's a lot of mundane stuff, happy memories, bad memories. One of the glass shards is half faded, it's cracked, it's got this very ominous dark aura from it. And is a lot more sunken into the ground, and you can catch glimpses through the cracks of this memory that kind of keeps fading in and out of you talking to Cleo at the ball.
Wait. This. She touches it.
You touch it, it kind of goes blank for a minute as you try to focus, and it cracks a bit more and then comes back almost like it loops on repeat, never completing the full memory, just the part up until where you remember.
And Leo sees also.
You can see part of it. You don't understand it fully, but you can see it.
Can Lyrik see part of this?
You can.
I think like Leo's gonna like kind of like grimace a little, and she's oh, oh, not very good.
We are gonna make a mental note of that and do something about that when we get back.
Could you do something about it now?
Unironically, I see this. I feel like we probably shouldn't keep Dad waiting. And you see him kind of like make a disgusted face after he says it. Like, just kind of keep walking.
You know, we should take a trip to Orcamore someday. You could meet my family. Have an extra da.
You know, that might not be so bad. At least that one won't be quite as absent.
No. He is good.
They continued walking, but I think that Cleo kind of lingers by that last little memory, one that's cracked and faded and strange and has her in it. Just like she looks puzzled by it and troubled, but I think if everyone else continues to keep walking, she follows.
It's almost as you try to think on this, Cleo, it's like the memory of just seeing that seems to fade out as you try to grasp it, but your mind just can't seem to comprehend that memory properly.
I see. I don't think she's hard about it. Well, I mean, she does a little bit, but then she's just like, I'm here for Suru, so she just continues.
As you get to the stairs and ascend, things start to feel a bit hotter than normal. You don't feel like you're sweating, but it feels like your skin has that searing feeling to it without it feeling painful. And you can hear humming. You can smell something almost like something being cooked. Like when the sun hits things to the point where it lets off this odor, this cooked odor, but you can also smell almost like home foods, meats, like being out in a summer day and everyone's had a good harvest. And you get to the top, and it's a bit more flat here. This big flat stone surface, and you can see at the end there's a figure just humming to himself, and a couple other stone platform things, like a weird stone table thing with a simple fire underneath, a couple others, and you can hear the clatter of metal as this figure seems to be cooking something.
Grill Dad God, Grill Dad God.
Grodad. Yes, it's Grodad.
Does he have on a pair of big white shoes?
No. For you, Lyrik, you see a younger version of yourself. For Suru, you see your mother. Same figure. You both just see different appearances.
That's the one cooking?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone else on the platform?
Nope.
Oh, do we disappear to each other? Do I still see Lyrik and Cleo?
You still see Lyrik. You see
Cleo's
Cleo.
gone?
Cleo's here.
Mom?
Alright. Note comparison time. What do you see?
Oh, I see my mother. Blue scales. Pretty older Dragilian.
I think you got the better view. Which version of myself do I see?
It is a younger self. Probably older teens when using Grey Barrow. Still quite tall for your age, but you have your longer hair still. You just hear
Lyrik
I
is
don't know if
gonna
you can
kind
hear the
of
humming.
Lyrik is gonna kind of slowly start to make his way forward and go. So if you're like me, so you're still shite at cooking, right?
No, I mean, if you're shit at cooking, then I don't think that makes me shit at cooking, unless maybe you inherited it off me.
Oh god.
Good to see you, son.
You realize this is the first time I've ever actually seen you, right?
True. I assume you're not seeing me in my true form.
No. I don't. but it's a little bit weird having me call myself son.
I could imagine that. I don't always get to choose how I appear in mortal minds, but that's just the way it is.
So this is what? A construction that I wanted?
That's part of you, maybe wanted, something you have a strong emotion towards. I mean, this whole dreamscape is none of my doing. I'm simply here because I was called on.
Does Suru hear this?
Suru can hear this, yes. You're both there.
So, if I called on you, why? Not that I'm complaining. I'm really glad that you're here, Lyrik. I think we've had a great time, all things considered. And
No,
she
no,
had
you and
some-
I are thinking. You and I are thinking the same thing. I should not fucking be here.
No, no. I think you should. I just don't understand why. What called you to join me on this,
Well,
or if
it
you-
wasn't mutual for what it's worth.
That is a bit of a difficult question, but could be something to do with both your connections to me.
So you didn't intend to bring us
Well,
here?
You could say I manifested it personally, but I had no magical intent towards it. I try to stay out of them affairs as a god most of the time.
Stay out of affairs, eh? Tell me, how do you decide what's worth getting involved with and what's not? I'm curious. Truly.
I assume you're referring to your mother.
You're fucking right, I am.
I will be very honest with you, son. I do not have as much power as you think I do over these events. And bad things happen to good people all the time. That is not in my control to stop all of it. Things are continuously happening, whether they be bad or good. And it depends on mortals whether they choose to do good or bad. Mortals are the instruments for which the universe cares. If you choose to care, the universe will care. If you don't, then it won't.
Lyrik is going to very, very slowly stalk towards Solus.
Are you insinuating that my mother was not a good person? That she...
I would never.
Are you trying to say that she wasn't worth saving?
No. But I think you misunderstand the point.
I think I got the point. That you don't always get to pick and choose. That things happen for a reason. But what I want to know is in the times where you do get to intervene, like with us the other day,
triggers that? Because it seems like protecting her would have been a fine time for that to trigger.
And at this
In
point,
an
I
ideal
am
world,
like an inch away from Solus's face.
he doesn't seem phased by this at all. He has the same expression. He seems happy to see you, to talk to you. I know you're angry. I loved your mother dearly. I still do.
Lyric's gonna hit him.
You
Hit him
can
as hard
hit
as he
him.
fucking can.
Okay. You punch him, and it feels like when you hit a pillow, but when you put it against a wall. You don't break your hands, but it hurts, and your hand stings. He kind of just stands there. And he turns to Suru. Well, his heart's in the right place. That is something I do love about you, son. But I think you're a bit too much like me sometimes. Then he goes back to his grilling and he holds out a kebab for both of you and just kind of silently offers it.
Suru will take a kebab.
Gives you that kind of dad smile that you would get when you're at a grill at family.
Lyric is experiencing so much emotional whiplash, he's just gonna go and sit down. He will not take the kebab.
Okay. He kind of shrugs and starts eating it himself.
Does your ability to interfere as far as, where we are, does it have anything to do with Father's shield?
Partially. The vessels that we
The
had
vessels?
during the ruination. I believe you. Do you not know this? Do you not know that this
I
is?
just thought it was a fancy family shield that we've
No,
had
this-
for a long time.
I mean, it is a fancy shield, thank you, but this is a weapon for my chosen champions. Did you think it was mere coincidence?
Well, I just thought it was, blessed maybe by an old, devotee and
Well, I am old, but let's not describe me like that.
well, no, it's just I thought, Mark had it and then he gave it to me and presumably his father and his father's father. I just thought that it was, just that precious but mundane, crafted by devoted hands in honor of a god that they all worshipped.
Not far off the mark, but close enough.
But is it awakening? Is that
Well, that is to do as much with your soul as it is my will. You see, the vessels have not a conscience, but almost their own subconscious. They're not aware, but there is a part of them that reads their users that they're attuned to. Almost like it tests them. And after a while, if it deems you worthy, then it will begin to awaken.
Does it have a name?
Dawn's Bastion. That was the name given to it by Eldor Highstone, champion of mine during the Ruination.
She's gonna kind of put a hand on it and mouth that name, Eldor Highstone.
Mm. You did call me here, and I assume you have more questions than asking about that old shield.
Well, if I'm being honest, that was the primary one. But I do have new ones now that I'm here. Like, why is... And she kind of, like, says it quietly so that Cleo can't hear, and she's like, why is she here? What happened that I'm not remembering?
She's not here, Suru. That's one of your memories. How you perceive her to act, how you last remember her truly.
Knew it!
But why? Why is it her and not Mother she's been... I mean, you look like Mother right now.
I can't fully say. This is your and my son's mind. Your subconscious is.
Can you tell me what happened the night of the party? When she disappeared and...
You see his smile drop a little bit. I cannot really tell you what had happened. I am aware, but I cannot.
She kind of slumps in her seat at that. Is there a way that I can be made to remember?
There's a few ways, none that I can tell you. Even the gods are bound by fate.
You know the most, I imagine. Wink.
oh yes, Babix. Do miss her. But even a goddess of fate only keeps the records. They have no true control. They may be able to twist and bend, but never change fate.
So are we just tools then?
Aren't the gods?
Sorry, but God's
Tools of
being
worship?
tools is the biggest brain thing so far.
Think about mortals. You have temples, you pray for good health, harvests, so that you can have a better life. Is that not making use of a tool in the very barest of its senses?
Could be that. Or it could be those without power asking and praying for something that they can't get themselves, that they can't do themselves. they can't believe themselves. You're not just tools. If anything, you're the source.
And as the source, there has to be balance. Much like I am the day and my sister is the night. There's only so much we can do.
Do you really love Ma?
I really do. I still do. She's a lovely woman. I miss her laugh, her smiles.
Do you ever go and see her after I was born?
Once, when I found an opportunity to that wouldn't disturb the balance, I saw you as a baby. I held you in my arms. You were a chubby little thing back then, your cheeks pressed against your eyes, making them squint. It was a lovely day.
You were
But
there.
yes, once. I couldn't be there all the time. As much as you think I might see everything, I don't. I did not see that day.
Lyrik kind of goes back to looking like a 7-year-old boy again. Very quietly says, I'll take that kebab now.
He gives you the kebab, and you can feel his hand on your shoulder, and just says, "Life is only precious because it ends, kid." Ruffles your hair.
Flare up through
That's-
tears and eat the kebab. But it's not like a harsh glare. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the glare a 7-year-old would give his dad because he messed up his hair.
Okay. As you kind of eat your kebab and Suru, I assume you're dwelling on thoughts of this whole perception of the gods and Solus. And past the cliff is no longer the rest of a desert, it is an expanse of almost liquidy space. And you can see things in the distance, like almost like a Galaxy 12, but it's shimmering in a bubble, like another realm. And you can just see the expanse of everything. And Solus seems to still be there humming, talking to you. I hope you both know that I do care for you both dearly. And I am sorry for the path that you're on. Because even I don't know if it'll end well.
Well,
just keep walking, right?
That's right. I'll do what I can when asked, but remember, I don't see everything, and nor can I intervene most of the time.
If you don't mind, Dad.
Yes.
Keep an eye on Andy.
I'm aware.
Thank you.
I'll try my best. I know families are messy. Immortal families are eternally messy. But best we can do is try to at least remind each other that we are family and keep the hatred and maiming to a minimum.
You know I can't do that, right?
I meant between family, but, well, like I said, immortal families are eternally messy, and there is many stories between the gods.
Look, I appreciate you saying what you said about Mother, and it doesn't change much.
Don't expect it to. The truth rarely has morals. But I do hope that you're able to grow from this. Whether you hate me, whether you love me, matters little. And you can see his kind of true form begin to come through, and he almost grows to probably about 9 foot tall, 10 foot tall. His red locked mane swept back like a lion, similar to your hair color. You can see his skin almost glowing this nice orange. His eyes become these piercing lights. He has a golden, almost half halo pointing up decor and these yellow patterns. I'm going to show on stream, show to everyone what he looks like. And he puts his big kind of hand on your shoulder. As much as you think of yourself as heartless, that you're not a good person, you are someone with both your thoughts are both light and dark. And as much as you've killed, every time given the chance, you have chosen to do the right thing. In Sunhaven, protecting people. Being the first one to run out into danger, whether instinct to fight or it to protect your friends, throwing yourself in the line of fire. I am proud of you, and you have a good heart. That goes the same for you, Suru. Does Suru say anything, or Lyrik?
Oh, I didn't. I heard the same for you, sir, and then I heard like a
Yeah.
weird noise, and I couldn't tell if it cut out.
Oh, okay.
She just kind of looks down at her hands, a little bashful.
If anyone deserves praise for going out and doing things that need to be doing for good people, it's her.
Sir is gonna cover his mouth with a hand. She's like, "Nope, it's very kind of you to accept Solus's nice words and internalize them, and accept that you are also a kind and helpful person when you want to be. Wow, this has been such a great adventure, full of growth for both of us, hasn't it?" Takes her hand off his mouth.
Suru's done a very good job of doing the
I'm
things. that
covering
she's
his mouth
doing.
again.
I'm sure she has. Are you both all okay? Did you want another kebab?
I think I'm good on kebabs.
More for me. I think the sun's about to rise soon, and as he kind of looks in the distance, and the sun, for your perspective, goes down, everything starts to fade, and you see Cleo fade away from memory, and you begin to sink into the stone as it fades away, and you're in darkness again. And it's almost as things flip, as Suru, you wake up regaining consciousness as you kind of go to the window and you can see up into the sky, past some of the bridges, just the very first glimmer of sun rays coming through in the morning. And Lyrik, you wake up as well.
Please tell me that wasn't real. Please tell me that wasn't real. Please tell me that wasn't real.
Good morning, princess. Are you ready to save your city?
You know, I just might be.
And cut.
Yeah, I think that will do for the session. So I hope everyone enjoyed the little special dream sequence session. I hope you guys both enjoyed it as well.
Bro!
Now I can speak again. Bitch, what the
Mhm.
fuck? That was amazing!
I will admit a lot of it was improv. I only had like notes down.
You
It's good though. That was
did
good shit.
Okay,
a
I'm glad.
lovely job.
Good.
Very
I-
nice.
Instead of being lazy, let's just finish this up. Thank you everybody
Yeah.
so much for hanging out with us
Thank you
today.
watching as well.
Yeah, thank you Dex for doing the amazing job as a DM. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mari and Cullen for role playing the heck out of this game. It was
Oh, that was so tasty.
delight to
Chef's
watch.
kiss.
Bro, I'm so broken right now. I have so many
My
things I gotta
brother.
figure out again.
And we will all see you guys again next weekend. On the I'm not
Or I don't-
100% sure.
I don't
Yeah.
think we're gonna do next weekend because my sister's wedding is gonna be
Oh,
here.
there you
So
go.
I won't be
Next
available.
weekend.
So no
So-
no
I gotta
game
go
next
clean.
weekend. We're
Probably not
gonna
next week.
have the weekend after. But don't worry. This will be announced both on my Discord server and our official Myths of Ferotun Twitter. For now, we shall do a raid before we go away. Thank you guys so much again. We see you guys next
Yep.
time. Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Okay, we mute. I just got a raid. Karen, what the fuck? This wasn't moving.